Hey, welcome to Let's Talk Flix. I'm your host, Ivan Miranda, the movie podcast that covers pretty much anything and everything about movies, movie talk, movie reviews, movie topics. And today, episode 27, I'm joined by, welcome back, Mr. Sean Malloy.
Hello, I'm back. And better than ever.
Welcome back, Robert Patrick.
Yeah, you said.
Woo, look at that.
Good job, man.
It only took me about 20 times.
That's funny because you would say it when I would hear it on the other podcasts. I'd be like, how does he keep messing up this name? But
well, you see it spelled and you probably
well, they can't really see, but there's a giant whiteboard with it spelled out phonetically.
There's about 22 letters in there. So
I'm gullible. I look right behind me.
Yeah. It's not physically there.
It's just a giant window.
Yeah, it's just a window and you see yourself. But yes, well, you know, episode 27, you know, this is Let's Talk Flix, but, you know, we can't help being the time that we're in now with the big Walking Dead Season 7 premiere.
Right.
It's the talk of the town. It's what everybody's talking about. So let's go ahead and get into it, man.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, why not? Let's talk about Walking Dead Season 7 premiere. Man. And what a premiere it was, and it pretty much rocked the web.
Let's have a moment of silence real quick for the fallen members.
Spoilers, of course. You know we're gonna. Yeah, you know.
Spoiler alert.
If you have, you know, if you, as I don't know how you've.
I mean, if you haven't been keeping up with Walking the Dead, shut it off right now.
Yeah,
because it'll ruin your day.
This is not the show for you.
It's pretty much everywhere though. I mean, you can find it on Nickelodeon.
I know. Dude, stay off of Twitter for like the next 2 weeks. I was worried that it was gonna get spoiled for me because I don't have cable, so I had to watch it on the app this morning. So I didn't go on Twitter.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like I was watching Facebook as it was happening, like a live tweet of the debate.
Oh, yeah?
You're like, what? What did he say? No, what? Oh, it's happening. But then when you watch like Game of Thrones, like there was none of that. Like people respected the spoiler alert rule. But as soon as you got on Facebook, you're like, oh, look who's dead.
Yeah.
Gee.
I was worried about that. I didn't want it to be ruined.
There's tons of people who did live like videos of when
them watching
the reaction.
And it's classic to see how people took it. I mean, of course, shock and all.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was kind of funny because some people were actually like crying. I'm not a big Walking Dead fan myself. Yeah. I haven't followed it. I watch it on occasion, but I'm not a big fan.
I don't know. I expected so much, I think, and I think there was a good point made on the Collider video, if you watched it, about The Walking Dead, that this should have been included in last season's,
I gotta agree. I felt like we waited too long. Yeah. And even if it was just the back coming down, and you saw his facial expression, like maybe a blood gush to, prove that he is dead. That's not, whatever. I felt like it was all the things to do. That would have been a perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
And then what I found more fascinating is they actually filmed it with several variants of who got hit.
Right.
So
yeah, they even incorporated that into the episode. I feel like they tried to poke fun at you and try and make you think, oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And it kept on doing that almost the whole entire episode up until the point where it actually happened.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I had a discussion at work today. They're like, what'd you think of the episode? I was like, okay, there were 3 parts that everybody was shocked about. And we'll talk about those 3 parts in a second. But what really irritated me was I felt like the rest was fluff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, go prove that you're my bitch now.
Exactly.
That's basically what the episode was about. I mean,
my dog.
Scale 1 to 10.
You're going to do what I want.
Besides those 3 facts that, we're going to bring up in a second, I really felt like it was like a 6, maybe a 7.
Well, one thing's for sure. Negan definitely had to establish his dominance in this episode. And,
definitely.
And for the rest of the series. So, like I said, not following the series myself, but watching it as an outsider looking in, the scene itself was quite brutal. It didn't bother me personally because I've seen movies where it was worse, but they are talking about now. There's a lot of backlash coming from it, and they might bring the hammer down a little bit. We'll see if that they do. Do some kind of regulations on the whole going forward of the series. But besides all that crap, the first death. Were you guys expecting the first death?
Oh, I hit the nail on the head. I've been using that.
I mean, he knew it. I couldn't have, I guess, pegged it as who is going to be. I thought that either they're going to go with.
I was going to say it.
Stephen Yeun or Glenn, or they were going to pick somebody else. Mm-hmm. Do I keep going? Do I get a spoiler? Okay.
Spoiler alert.
I feel like I'm ruining it for somebody. Sorry, I ruined it for you. I'm always the one to ruin everything, I feel like.
The first kill was...
Okay, so the first kill was Abraham. Yep. Right? And when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit, they killed Abraham and not Glenn. That's where I kind of went in that direction. I was like, oh, shit. But then, I guess 5-10 minutes later, after the commercial break or whatnot, after Daryl...
Hold on.
We'll hold that. Hold that. But we'll speak on the impact of Abraham dying and all that.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry. Jumping the gun here.
You got to
stop me, because I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
Hold the flag.
Yeah. Slow down. But yeah, Abraham, what do you guys think? I mean, you said you called it, Robert?
See, he was a perfect one to die for me, because he already established that, holy shit, my world got turned upside down twice. The final one was when he found out old boy with the mullet, I'm having a brain lapse, the scientist guy who had the cure. When he found out he was fake, and then you saw that emotional like distress and stuff like that, and then of course his girlfriend dying. You know, he already hit his breaking point. I don't think there was any room for Abraham to grow, and that was my argument. Was what are we going to do with this guy? Uh-huh. And that's why I thought he would be it. Like, as soon as it ended, I'm like, all right, look, it's either, Glenn from the comics, they're going to stay true, or they're going to go Abraham. And everybody's like, they won't go Abraham. He still has to do his arc. He has to do his thing. But he's already done that.
Right.
To me, the only way for him to possibly grow is if he took over a leadership role, which isn't going to happen because you would have to kill, like, the top 5 people. So... Right. I called it since the beginning, and last night I was like, yes, I was like on.
Yes, I was right.
Anybody to text.
I thought they were going to kill off Josh McDermott, Eugene's character, because he's just a bitch. You know what I mean? He made up all that shit for the end of the world and how he's going to save it and how he's more useful than anybody else.
But in the comics, at least Eugene does come back.
Yeah,
a little bit, but
so I haven't read all the comics. I've only read the first book, so I don't know. Much.
And I've read from 100 forward, so I'm only 50 episodes past the 100. So I should have a way to go. I'm in like Negan's like 3rd or 4th story arc, so I haven't read like 1-2 number 100. I picked up after that part, but so at least he does have like his redeeming qualities, and I think that there's still more to this character left within the TV show. So, but still, if they had Eugene, I would be like, I'm no big surprise.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe they kill off somebody that felt like was less useful. But I mean, then again, it's Walking Dead, so they try to, surprise everybody.
Yeah, and dude, he took it like a champ.
He did.
He took it.
He sucked my nuts.
I mean, there's no other badass way to take it. After you're gonna die. So you might as well tell him, "Hey, suck my nuts."
Hashtag Dolphin Smooth. Remember that episode?
Yeah. So and then. He goes to town on this dude. It bashes his head to literally nothing.
Yeah. That got me, man. Like, it wasn't the fact that he bashed him in the head a few times. It was after he was already dead and on the ground that he bashed his head until there was nothing left from his neck up.
Yeah, there's no way you can say this dude's coming back.
Laughing the whole time. He has no head.
Yeah, enjoying it. And it was something else. And then he walks around, talks more shit. Yeah, saying he's got his whole method, and he's he hates what's it called, pussies? No, he didn't call it pussies. He called pussies.
I can't remember.
He called them pansies or something like that.
Pansies are liars, and he doesn't stand. He's got his own way. And
what'd you think of his performance, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's? Everybody,
dude, that sent chills down my spine.
I love him as Negan. Negan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Negan, yeah.
See, here's the thing, though, is with the governor, I felt like the actor didn't really, like, jump into the role. Like, he was kind of a jerk. Mm-hmm. But when you watch him, it's like, well, he's kind of protecting his own, and he's an opportunist. Mm-hmm. Like, he wouldn't have gone to the prison camp if he didn't think that was a better opportunity than back at the old village.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't seem like he was malicious or, like, enjoyed it. He just seemed like it was something he had to do, that he felt a duty bound to do. But with Negan, man...
Yeah, we don't know much. I mean, as far as the TV show goes,
but
we don't know much about Negan other than he's one evil motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I'd rather, if the governor was like, you mess with me, I'd rather mess with the governor. Negan, I'd be like, all right, dude, you got me, I'll be your bitch. What, you want me to scrub your toilet? Yeah, okay, I got you, bro.
The governor just kind of like held zombies back and tested on them, and I guess, you know, fed some people to him and tried to keep his daughter alive to find, I guess, some kind of cure. I mean, going back, that was some effed up shit. But now it's like, this is way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they can only get worse. You know, you can't.
It's something to say in a world full of zombies that you're almost more fearful of this guy than actual zombies itself. You know, and that's very intimidating. But anyways, he goes on and, you know, he's talking a lot of shit, pretty much just enforcing who he is. And then I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm going to play the clip right now of the whole scene that pretty much everybody shit their pants, at least people who weren't expecting this character to die.
Yeah.
First impressions are important. I need you to know me. So, back to it.
There it was. Glenn took a bat to the fucking head.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, my heart kind of sunk.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like it sunk as bad as that episode where he thought he was dead for about like 3 episodes because he was with that other guy where he shot himself and then pulled him down mm-hmm. and all the zombies started eating at him, and I was like, oh my god, that for a whole week.
Yeah,
I couldn't think straight.
Yeah, everybody thought he was dead. Yeah,
TV shows don't usually do that to me, but that show did. So this time, I was like, oh man, they actually went with it and they killed him after all. And the way they did it was brutal. I mean, he sat there for like 2 minutes with his eye poking out.
Yeah.
You know
what that reminded me of is Casino, in that one scene in the warehouse where they have the guy in the vase and his eye pops out and he looks at him and goes, your eye popped out for him? Yeah. You got your eyeball hanging out of your socket for that piece of shit?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, oh my god, I'm watching Casino again, and I got that feeling in my stomach. I'm like, whew. And then you saw like his head bashed in, which is like page for page from the comic too. Like when you open up, there's Glenn with like a little U shape in his forehead, and his eyeball like half popped out.
Oh man,
man,
it was rough. That was rough. It was hard to watch, especially I was eating lunch, so you know.
I'd been like, say that for tomorrow, and today we're gonna have a salad.
You know, you definitely have to feel bad for Maggie because you know. She is still pregnant with...
she's still pregnant.
And she's lost so many people. Her sister, her mother, her father.
Her uncle.
Her uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably... I wouldn't say she's lost the most people close to her, but at least in this show, you've seen a lot more people that she was associated with being mauled or killed by malicious dudes. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the governor, I mean, he was a pretty shitty person to cut Herschel's head off. You know what I mean? That's pretty friggin' evil to do something like that just because you're trying to take over some kind of, a prison to prove that your people are better than, or you're better than somebody else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, poor Rick, man. He's always the ass end of every situation.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, going forward, what's to go from here? How do we take?
I know.
How do
right?
we go forward from here, man?
Yeah. Well, now they're Negan's bitch. Everybody's Negan's bitch.
Yeah.
So now they got to figure out how to get out of being Negan's bitch, I guess, right?
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is I think this is going to take some time. I think it's going to last at least a couple seasons, because, I mean, we're still dealing with Negan in the comics right now. He hasn't gone away. He's still there. He's like the main set. And I love the Walking Dead TV show more than the comics. For me, it's just like, oh, okay, well, here's a new, episode. Sit down, read it, go through it. But I have a buddy who's been in it since, like, year one. And he said that in The Walking Dead, you have two worlds. You have the world before Negan, and you have the world after Negan. And I think that's what this pretty much is, the break now with the TV show, is everything before it's happened, it's the past. But I think with this, if they're smart, they have their villain, they have this great cast, and they're just going to continue it forward from this point on. But I would love to see, like, the survivors' hideout.
Yeah.
Which in the comics, it's nice. It's this building, and it's like zombies chain linked around like a fence and everything. So I can't wait to see that. I think that's where we're going to go next, is see the survivor story.
Yeah.
We've seen their story, so I want to see, like, why Negan and how Negan became this.
Negan.
Yeah.
Why he is the way he is. Do you think that will be probably next episode?
Yeah,
episode 2.
I think it would be great.
Build his his
let Rick
history.
and them have a break for a couple episodes.
His story arc.
They've done that for quite a few villains before. Even the I think the first episode of season 5 with the Terminus, they kind of showed what Terminus was before they turned into cannibals. You know? So and same with the governor. He was a good person before. So it's
well, one thing's for sure. If and when they ever do kill Negan, it better be fucking good.
Yeah.
It better not be some pussy ass death. It better be a good kill.
He trips and falls on a zombie.
Yeah, he falls into a pack of zombies, eat him up. No, but it better be good, because after this
hang
episode,
him from his own intestines, and then have walkers eat him alive or something like that.
Go medieval on his ass.
Yeah, because as of right now, everybody in the world hates Negan. Just the pure fans of The Walking Dead hate this man, and
it's evil, man.
He's a good character, and it makes for a good season. Hopefully, we'll
I don't know if I hate him because he's killed 2 lovable characters. One maybe more than the other, because they've been on the show since the first season. But I don't know. I feel like he's just at this point he's one dimensional. He's evil, and that's that.
It. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe we'll see his arc in the next episode or not, but
he is the
Robert might know more about it than I do, but
he's still working on it. But at the moment, he is the Darth Vader of the series.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, until we find out otherwise.
Well, even Darth Vader had, started
likable qualities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He had the suit.
Yeah, there you go. This guy's just a complete douche with a barbed wire bat.
Yep.
All right, moving on here. We had a couple trailers last week from comic book movies.
Oh, man.
I'm going to mention one and then get to the other. One being the Guardians of the Galaxy. The movie wrapped months ago during Comic-Con San Diego. Comic-Con. Everybody's expecting footage, and James Gunn drops a teaser on us. Some of us were kind of expecting it to debut in front of Doctor Strange. That comes out in a couple weeks. Maybe, hopefully, a full trailer comes out when Doctor Strange comes out. That'd be nice.
We should go see that. All of us together. Let's do that.
We'll be there for that, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But first thoughts on this teaser. I mean, it's not much giving us, but it gives us something to see from the movie. No plot, no details, just the characters, and that's it, and the music.
That's pretty,
So
I was going to say, they don't really give us too much in that. Just a couple, a hug.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I shall hug you now.
a small Groot.
Is that Baby Groot? I think he's gonna steal the movie just like the first one. Robert, what did you think of the trailer, the teaser?
I don't know. I think it was just more like, hey, we're back. Yeah. We're still alive.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us.
Yeah.
We're still part of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how Nebula was unmasked, so she's still alive. What she's doing there, and then there was a teaser image. I saw it was Nebula with the Guardians, so maybe she joins them. She realizes her father Thanos is kind of a jerk.
Yeah. He doesn't really love her.
Yeah. That's basically it. Oh, Baby Groot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he looks so cute. It's
he is. You just want to grab him.
I don't know, like something nice with like Ergo the planet, like if it turns and you see like an eye wink in a planet. I don't know. I was looking for like more of the nerdy stuff, not the, hey, we're back. We're here. Here's a funny thing from Batista.
Yeah. Drax the Destroyer is, you know.
What's the planet's name again?
Ego.
Ego?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep saying Ergo.
Ergo.
Yeah.
Sean, you're just fresh off watching it. What were your first impressions?
I don't know. It was interesting. I don't think it told too much. You know, it's just a teaser.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I was telling you before, I think the Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of my favorite Marvel films right now.
Yeah.
You know, Captain America is probably up there. Maybe the first Avengers. I don't know. Something about the last Avengers, Civil War. Not my favorite.
No?
Favorite Marvel film. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's a 10 out of 10. That was the best Marvel film ever made, and I don't agree with that.
You're the one, when those movies came out, you enjoyed Batman vs. Superman more than Civil War.
Yeah, because I went into Batman being like, this is going to be shit, and then I was like, oh, I wasn't that bad. And I went into Civil War being like, this is going to be awesome, and I was like, oh, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Here's the weird one.
I built it up in my mind, I guess.
Yeah, do the vice versa.
Yeah,
weird one.
Yeah, we recorded the podcast at the time. We're like, what? It didn't make sense, but yeah. You know, it was neat. This is something being nice.
It's light.
Mr. Gunn to treat his fans, but like, here you go, guys. I'll give you a little nugget, you know. But yeah, it was nice. But the one that did strike us that we were expecting for a while was the new Wolverine 3 trailer, which
Logan
is named Logan now.
Yes. Yeah,
Logan. And that one, completely different tone compared to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
And
very serious.
Yes, wow. Set to Johnny Cash. Mm-hmm. It was a great it was only 1:48. Just shot a little longer than a teaser, but
that was great. That was a great little trailer there.
Yeah. So
put a lot in 1:38 seconds.
There was a lot in there, a lot of stuff. So Robert, what'd you think of it?
Oh, dude, you're talking about like
put a lot of characters in there, and there's few I didn't know. Who's the guy with the rubber or the robot arm?
Pierce,
that's his name? Okay.
Yeah, Donald Pierce.
Donald Pierce. Yeah, really, Dollar Pierce. There you go. Okay.
Just saying, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
Because we made that joke about a candidate. So, anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. Like, it's cybernetic hand. And what the Reavers are, I'm not sure if I explained it last time, are people who are affected by Wolverine. I don't mean like, oh, dude, you're my buddy. I mean, lost a limb or two.
Oh, yeah.
So the Reavers are a whole bunch of cyborgs who've had their body parts replaced because Wolverine kind of gave him the chop. And I'm not talking about his forefinger either from Snatch.
So they have definitely a bone to pick with Logan himself.
Yeah, and plus they just hate mutants in general. I mean, they just want to kill mutants. There's another group called the Pacifiers, and we talked about that where they go to any extent. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was pretty cool for him to come out and show like that hand and stuff, really kind of connected through. But what was interesting was we talked last time about how it's set in 2024.
Yes, with the year they set the movie in. Which isn't too far from where we're at now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's like almost like in a post-apocalyptic world, like after apocalypse and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be. Yeah.
And I was thinking that
because that happened in the 70s, right, or the 80s.
Yeah,
that happened in the 80s.
Yeah. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because Professor Xavier in the first class was like, what would you say, in his 30s in 1960?
Yeah.
So by 2024, he's in his 90s. If not late 80s.
Yeah. He looked. They made them look real old in that trailer.
Yeah, And then
Real
you
old.
have Wolverine, who obviously, based on the scarring on his body and stuff like that, is showing that his healing factor is a lot slower than what it used to be.
Right.
So apparently he does have an age limit, maybe 200 years with his healing factor. You know, if he's born in the late 1800s, maybe keep going down this progression. So
That's right. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
if you just take it in context of the movies, it makes a lot of sense. But if you take it out of that context, you're like, wow, that's less than 10 years away. And don't you think that's kind of soon for this?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Well, I guess if you're putting Xavier and everybody else in it, if it was any later, they'd probably be dead, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
so I think that's what they probably sat down and did, is like, how late can we have Xavier for him to look old but not dead? But what I also like too is there's something going on with Xavier. Like it's almost like he has Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's maybe his mutant powers are starting like affecting his health, and now they have to kind of hide him away. And maybe that steel cylinder is a way for him to kind of.
That's when he was in the hospital bed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems very unbalanced, too.
Yeah.
There's a scene where, like, he's in a room and everything's shaking and they're approaching him. It seems like, I don't know, something's going on there. I can't quite tell.
They have a gun to his head. Like
yeah,
somebody
there's
had
two
a gun
men
to
with
his head.
guns coming in, and he's sitting in a chair, but you see the back of his head, and everything's like shaking like vigorously, and it's kind of weird. So I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
there, but I don't know.
But yet the girl, like seeing her for the first time, like just how young she looks like about like 12, 13.
Probably, yeah.
X-23.
Yeah.
And that's
It's like
what
a
comic
female
book is this
Wolverine.
from? Oh, she's the female.
She's
Wolverine.
a exact
clone.
clone of Logan himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Who did that?
She came out with the TV show X-Men Evolution back in 2004, 2005.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they incorporated her in the comics. Basically, they stole Wolverine's DNA, they cloned her, trained her to be an assassin. Mom helps her escape, kind of thing, and then they find her, Xavier Institute. Dude, I did an origin story in 15 seconds.
Nice.
There you
I
go.
know, right?
That was
Gotta
good.
be a record.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
a record.
That's a record, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a record.
I don't know what else to do for 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll take it from here, Sean. what are your thoughts now that you've given a crash course in 15 seconds of X-23?
I mean, I remember that show coming out, but I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I think 2004. I was 18,
Some kind of drugs.
19 years old. So yeah,
Hard
I was
drugs.
probably on some
Hard
Lactar or heroin or something like that.
Yeah, I understand.
One time I had a girlfriend, so I basically the only thing we ever watched was Friends because that's all she made me watch. So
Bitch. Yeah.
yeah, bitch.
That's right. I'm not with her anymore. Anyway,
What's wrong with her?
Yeah.
Okay, your thoughts on you just watched it, so yeah, what do you think of your?
I mean, I want to see it. I mean, I've always been an X-Men fan. I mean, there's the Wolverine. I think is probably one of my favorite X-Men movies.
Yeah, that's where he went to Japan.
Yeah, and then they showed his was that Origins?
No, Origins
Wolverine?
was the one with Deadpool. The one we don't talk about.
Yeah, we don't mention that one anymore.
No, not Origins. Then okay,
So that one's buried somewhere in the desert.
so there's a couple of them that are pretty shitty that I remember, but the Wolverine, First Class, the last few they've made I've really liked. But yeah, I'm interested in this, and I think Hugh Jackman does a great job as Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be hard to replace.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
this
why I
is
like
supposed
the
to be
fact-
like his last one, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's why I like, I'm pretty sure they're going to kill him somehow. And it being his last one, because therefore it's like, now you can't do the whole who can replace him as Wolverine in the next movie, who can like come in seamlessly.
They'll just reboot it as a different place of.
Yeah. But I don't think that's going to happen for a
history.
while, because they've already announced Cable, X-Force, New Mutants.
Domino. Well, it's part of X-Force, but
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to have a reboot anytime soon. I don't think they're doing the Marvel route where if it doesn't work out, reboot it. Or Spider-Man.
I don't know.
Who's the son? Who's Cable? Cable's the son of somebody, right? Cyclops, right? Okay. Cyclops and Jean Grey, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sent to the future, came back, older man.
Right.
Kicks everybody's ass.
But with that being said, the whole rebooting and all that, everything can be changed because Cable does deal with time traveling elements, so he can easily they could mess around with that. They can use that element to change some things.
Yeah, and I would be disappointed if they did, because I hate it when they do that in the comics. I'm like, really, that's how you're going to solve this, is time travel?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's fucked, but hold on, wait, we can go back to the past and fix everything, and then make it worse in the end.
Yeah,
we'll
like
fix it again.
You know, like they did in Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah,
but
go back to the past or the future. Go back to the future.
Well, why don't you just go back to the past and kill the guy who started this whole thing anyway? I mean,
exactly.
Makes it easy when you can time travel. You know?
Yeah, but then kill him, because now it's even worse than it was before. Go back to the past. Kill that guy who killed that guy who killed that guy.
And don't forget to grab the book, the almanac, sports almanac, so you can be a millionaire while you're at it.
Yeah, of course.
Go to Back to the Future route.
And don't lose it this time.
Don't lose it.
Where's that sports almanac? Let me go back and kill him. Look,
now we're crossing.
They had Wolverine in Age of Ultron, the comic. They had Wolverine go back to the past to kill the man who created Ultron. Then Wolverine went back to the past to kill Wolverine, who went to go kill the guy who killed the guy. And I'm just like, Age of Ultron comics, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not even going to finish it.
Too much.
Wikipedia it, look it up. Great. I'm caught up.
Oh, Lord.
I hope they don't do the time travel with that to, find a new Wolverine, but that's something they could do. You're right.
Yeah, because
it wouldn't surprise me, but it would be like the cheating.
Well, but judging by the trailer, I mean, he even says himself in the trailer, all the mutants are gone. He said,
yeah, pretty much.
Everybody's
Where
gone.
All the mutants.
It's him, X-23, and
so the world or whoever decided to get rid of the mutants got rid of them all.
Yeah, all the X-Men characters.
They went.
So they have to explain what happened to Magneto, Jean Grey, Cyclops has been dead. Everybody else.
And they show a short clip of him at a funeral drinking. And, some people are talking about which X-Men character's funeral it is, but I don't think it's actual X-Men character, because if you see from a distance, there's a limousine that, in the synopsis, it says that he's a limousine driver. So I just think he's there as, working. I don't think that's actual mutant's funeral. Some people are speculating that. But
do you think they ever emulate or put is it Galactus? Is that who?
That's Fantastic Four.
That's Fantastic Four. Who's the big robot dude?
The Sentinels.
The Sentinels. Is that the one? Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Which one?
Like from the cartoon from years and years ago. They came down and they took over the planet and pretty much tried to wipe out all the mutants.
Yeah,
went into
the
hiding.
Sentinels.
That's
what Days of Future's Past is about, when the Sentinels take over.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I remember that.
But
I was wondering if that would have something to do with it or not.
No, but nice one.
Thanks. You can cut that whole fucking scene.
That one section we got Galactus mixed up.
The only thing, exactly. The only thing is throw us off a little bit. That is all good though. It tends to happen.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you got a guy that comes on the show that knows nothing about comic books.
I'm almost there with you. But
who's that one character who shoots webs? Spider-Man?
Yeah,
no, that's too corny.
He's got a red costume.
He climbs walls. It's like Man Climber. No, Spider-Man.
Man
You mean this guy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's Spider-Man. Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, is it? Oh, damn.
Well, I thought it was Superman.
No.
Hey, that's all right. I can't name who directed what movie to save the life of me. I always get that all the time. So
well, but finish up on this trailer. To me, in the trailer at the very end, it seems like he's got a shovel in his hand. I'm thinking he's burying Professor X. I'm thinking Professor X bites the bullet in this one. Hey, he's already old. He's unstable, and who else could he be burying?
Yeah,
where he looks like he's devastated by it. I mean, just by that one last scene.
So I know why the director James Mangold put a song from Johnny Cash in there.
Why? You
want to know why?
Go ahead.
Because he directed the fucking movie, Walk the Line. He's a Johnny Cash lover.
Gotcha. Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I. That's
so
what
the
I
same guy who did the Johnny Cash movie is doing Logan.
Yeah, and he put Johnny Cash in as the trailer music.
I tell you what, dude, that video still haunts me, because didn't Johnny Cash die like a few weeks after that video was released? Kind of like David Bowie last year.
Mm-hmm.
When?
No, Hurt. Like when Johnny Cash released Hurt. It's like he died within like that couple weeks or months.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm
like David Bowie died 3 days after his last video was released. 4 days. It was within the same week.
Wow.
And isn't that actual cover of someone else's?
Yeah, it's 9 Inch Nails. Kurt Tresner. Well, I just totally killed his name. Wow.
Yeah, Trent Reznor.
Yeah,
Trent Reznor. Okay,
you might as well go back and
Reznor,
take that part out.
Yeah, Trent Reznor. But Trent Reznor,
Kurt?
He actually came out and said that's actually Johnny Cash's song now. After you heard, he saw the trailer. Or stuff.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Cash's song now because it was an argue. He did it.
Johnny
better.
Cash is Boston.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope he covers one of my songs.
Well, you don't have to deal with some time traveling element. You might want to call Cable on that part.
Yeah.
Call Cable. You might have to call Cable up and go back.
Hey, I
do
have
me a favor?
proposition for you.
While you do that,
stay with me here. Stay with me. I got this.
While you're en route to do that, can you please grab me that Sports Almanac book, please?
Redskins win Super Bowl 18.
Yeah, and the Cubs win this World Series. We'll see. That one's not far-fetched. All right, well, I gotta. With every damn podcast, I grab a shitload of stories, and I never get to them.
Let's hit another one then.
Okay, let's just pick one up.
I'll throw one.
That one has highlighter on it.
Pull out a bunch of the bullshit that we've been talking right now, and put in something good.
Okay, fine. Well,
no, not that. Flip that one upside down. See that picture.
Okay,
cut me out completely. Just take me out of the show.
Since we're in the Fox Marvel world, Deadpool 2, man, it's it's
on its way.
Yeah, it's on its way, but the director's gone now, man. Tim Miller is no longer attached to the movie because they're citing
all over Cable.
Yeah, right? They're citing creative differences. They want the dude wanted Kyle Chandler from Bloodline and Friday Night Lights. He wanted him as Cable. This picture right there of a
Let me see
what he could look like.
Yeah, what he could look like.
But I read into it a little bit more. Whereas
that looks stupid.
Yeah, the new director wanted to be a more serious movie, but I think they would lose out because in the comics, Deadpool breaks the fourth dimension all the time, and it's hilarious. It's like he pauses and saying, "Be like, now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to chop this guy up, but that's not why people love me. People love me because I mouth off when I do it. Now watch." It's like that's what people enjoy about it. So when I saw that the new director wanted to take in a more serious tone, more of a action Cable Deadpool relationship and stuff like that, I'm like, when you establish a movie, especially if it's going to be the first one, you can't be playing that game. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, that trailer, had its positivity because it showed like the human relations with like Drax the Destroyer and Peter Quill, and with Deadpool, you can't just turn around and have a funny, hilarious movie that everybody loves and then turn around and be like, okay, we got to be serious because Cable's in it.
Right.
Because even in the comics, Cable's the serious one. He's always serious. He never cracks a joke. Well, sometimes. But then there's Deadpool, who's just like the merc with the mouth who can't die. Interesting. For those who didn't know, in the comics, Deadpool is immortal. Cannot be killed.
Nice.
So even if his head got chopped off?
Yeah, it had to do with Thanos. Thanos loves death so much, and death is actually a character in the Marvel Universe, that he made Deadpool immortal. So that way he can't die and hook up with death and have an affair with her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, love triangle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got a little backstories.
Interesting.
But the dude has jumped ship. He's not, who knows who's going to take over now. The funny thing is, now that this has happened, there has been a petition for a director. And there's 1,700 signatures at the moment. Wow. Petitions don't mean shit nowadays.
No, they don't.
It's just something for fans to just bitch about. But they're petitioning for Quentin Tarantino. Not gonna happen,
dude.
No,
I don't see Tarantino doing it.
I don't know if I would.
The only Tarantino,
if Tarantino does it, if it's bad, I don't know. It might ruin his fucking career.
No, well, Tarantino.
Look what happened to M. Night Shyamalan when he did a hero action film.
Yeah, well,
which one was
Unbreakable? Wasn't that bad?
No, not Unbreakable. I'm talking about Avatar.
Oh, well, that
killed his career.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tarantino did, he did want to make, back in the day, a actual Luke Cage movie. That's one movie that he did, really wanted to make. He was passionate about making it.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It just never worked out.
But now it's a TV series.
Yeah, it's a TV series now. But, it would have been interesting to see a Tarantino Luke Cage movie, because seeing his past, even with, Jackie Brown and all that, it would be pretty neat to see a Luke Cage tangent, but Deadpool, I don't know.
I don't know. I can see him doing that better than Deadpool.
Yeah, it's not a fit for me, so I'm not sure. Not sure about that. And along with that, they've got some
it's not original enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he likes creating his own material.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to do that because it's already there. There's no creativity left for him to do anything with. It's all out. It's all laid out for him. And
plus, Ryan Reynolds already has creative control over the movie, so
yeah,
they're going to be butting heads.
It's a moot point. There's no way.
So you have to find a director who would do whatever
Ryan Reynolds would do. Yeah, pretty much. But, there's directors out there. So, I mean, how about a Matthew Vaughn, first class director? That'd be pretty nice. See him come on there.
Yeah, I think so. The only thing that I wish for the next Deadpool movie is they have more than a two-dimensional villain like Ajax.
Yeah.
Like, the movie itself was great, but I always felt that Ajax was not very, villainish worthy. I still give Deadpool like a 9.5.
Yeah, overall. I mean, he didn't... The villain didn't make or break the movie. It was just like a...
You could have had anybody in there.
Nah.
But I'm hoping like Deadpool 2, they definitely have a villain with a lot of depth.
Especially if you're going to bring in Cable and Domino.
Yeah.
You'd need somebody. But, all right. We'll go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. We never got in the Halloween topic or anything.
Let's talk about Halloween real quick.
Yeah, it's next week. It's next week.
The remake and
just Halloween in general.
Yeah. What horror films are coming out this week?
Nothing. Ouija.
Yeah.
Ouija is, I think, it comes out either it came out or it comes out this week. Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Seriously?
And there's Medea. Boo. The Medea movie. That's scary because it's actually out.
Oh yeah, that's right, Medea. Yeah,
it's like Halloween's like when like the best horror movies come out. Like
no, not
Paranormal
anymore.
Come out during Halloween.
It was actually.
I thought they were going to remake Freddy too.
Boo.
The Ring, the newest Ring movie was supposed to come out this season, but it was so horrible they pushed it back to
seriously
into like February. Yeah.
You think it's gonna?
It was so bad that they pushed it back further out. They said
why they had to do like all reshoots and. Didn't scare anybody?
They weren't confident that the movie...
I don't know, that plane scene looks like it kicked butt. Like, when she came out on the plane.
For me, that was too much. It's not the Ring is a videotape that you play, and that's where the origin comes from. For now that you're stretching out in cyberspace...
Well, here's the thing that I was saying was... you cannot have a sequel come out like 10 years afterwards and call it a day. At that point in time, you might as well remake it. Like, there was something I was reading on the news where they're coming out with a sequel. And I'm like, oh, that's right, Scarface from the 1980s. They announced that they're coming out with a sequel. And in my opinion, I'm like, why? If you're going to do that, you might as well remake it and then irritate me even more for remaking a classic film.
Yeah.
But like the first Ring was, I don't know, I loved it. It's one of my favorite horror movies.
Definitely. Yeah.
So to come out with a sequel, because they had the Ring 2 shortly therefore after.
Right. Yeah. And then it was a good time to do it because that came out, was very successful, and then they came out with the second one. Not
like Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3 is where you kind of lost me with the kids.
Yeah.
And then they came out like a spin-off of Paranormal, which was considered awful by anybody who would ever that.
Yeah. Well, what about they're redoing like the Blair Witch or something like that? Is
no, that's a sequel. That's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's interesting is they're not saying 2 didn't happen, or did happen, but they're not saying didn't happen either.
Well, 2 was just freaky. It was just...
I was like the only person who was not scared of 1. Everybody was petrified and horrified. I'm like, it's people with a camera. Like, I got to see the villain. And really the only part that kind of like got me on edge was when you saw the kid in the corner, because you know what was going to happen. The other kid gets knocked out. I'm like, okay, 2 hours and no villain. Like, I don't know. I was at a loss. Maybe, I don't know. I'm on the spectrum somewhere, and you're sitting there, you're like, I don't get it.
You're more of you need the physical.
Which one was that?
First one.
Blair Witch.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to see the villain. Like, Jason scared the crap out of me.
You need the physical presence more than the actual spiritual.
Yeah. Like The Grudge, that got me.
Yeah.
Although,
Paranormal Activity got me.
I like The Grudge.
I like the Conjuring series, personally.
I do, too.
It's a good little series.
What's the production company that does those?
Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Like
James Wan.
James Wan and Blumhouse. I like those horror films, and I think I wrote that review about that friggin' movie that I saw not too long ago. That was like I was very surprised on how crappy it was because it was a Blumhouse film, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
The Kevin Bacon movie?
Yeah, the Kevin Bacon one. Like that they produced for like $5 million and made like 10.
Well, that's the thing about it.
Ridiculous.
They produce plenty of movies, some of them that don't make the wide distribution, like The Conjuring or whatever, but
they're good at that. I think that's their calling, is making relatively high end independent films. Stuff for around $5 million, and then they wind up making 15, 20, 25, a lot of money back. So they're making their money back. But that one was just it lost me. I didn't like it whatsoever.
Here's what I'm gonna do right now.
Okay.
Since Halloween's right on the corner, in the spirit of Halloween coming up this weekend, what's the one movie or movies that you're gonna watch with your loved one next to you? You know damn well she's just not gonna want to watch it, being like, come on, it's Halloween. What's the movie you're gonna go to press play and scare the shit out of your girl?
I'll take this real quick. I do this I've made it kind of like a thing I do every year.
Annual thing, yeah,
an annual thing. I watch Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow?
It's not like a
the Johnny Depp one?
Yeah, but it just gets me in the Halloween mood. So, so I watch that. I have a pumpkin beer, maybe some pumpkin pie.
Oh, nice.
And that gets me in the Halloween mood. But
no actual scary?
Actual
or
scary. I mean, I have a whole list of Netflix movies that I want to watch that look pretty fucking scary, including Sharknado 2.
That's just scary and horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The new cult classic.
Have you ever seen Dead Snow?
Dead Snow?
No.
I'm going to tell you, I saw this when I was in France for the Cannes Film Festival, and it's a Norwegian film or German or something like that, right? Like it was in subtitles, the first one, and it was fucking scary. It was funny.
Really?
It was gory. I loved it. So,
really?
And then they made a Dead Snow 2, Red versus Dead, which is basically like a mostly American version. After medical student Martin escapes from Nazi zombies, he gathers an army to face off against bloodthirsty undead battalion. So I mean, it's I don't know. It's a cool film. You got to watch it. But it's not really so much scary, but more of like a Shaun of the Dead kind of thing, but with Nazi zombies.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna be watching. You're gonna be watching that.
With
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
I mean, I've seen it already, but maybe I'll watch it again.
Yes,
because I like it.
Yeah, show your wife. See if she likes it.
She will not be watching that with me.
What about you, Robert? You gotta
Let's
pick.
See, with my girlfriend, probably Peanuts Halloween.
There you go.
The Great Pumpkin.
Oh yeah. She's not into scary or action movies whatsoever. I'm like, oh come on, honey, he only got decapitated.
Yeah.
I am not watching that. And I'm like, all right, you win.
It's only blood on the floor. That's all.
But I've always watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
It's like the earliest Halloween costume I can remember as a kid. And then you go back and you watch a movie and you're like, Mom, what was wrong with you? Yeah. You knew who Freddy Krueger was. You know what he did to get in trouble. Yeah. Oh, but it's different. You enjoy the claws. And I'm like, you had issues, Mom. And Alien. Even Alien still gets me to this day. Like, that is like the pinnacle of sci-fi horror.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if my girlfriend was into it, I'd be like, all right, we got to watch my favorite horror movies as a kid. Aliens was like more the action flick, everybody wanted to have the big guns that go.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
but plausible, Alien is just like, it's like I mean, even to this day when I watch Alien, I know what's going to happen, but I'm still like shocked at like the animatronics, nothing was CGI'd. It was actually actors in those suits, or actor as a xenomorph, and you're just like,
that's when they made movies, like when they really made movies. Yeah. Like, I feel like most of the stuff that they make now is
they have the computers do all that stuff, and no matter how well the computers get there, they don't move it like humans. And that guy like practiced it to where it was Alien. I mean, so anyway, what about you, Ivan?
All right. Same here. Wife hates horror movies.
Okay.
But I'm one of those...
Women hate horror movies, I guess.
No, there's some. The rare few.
There is a rare few, yeah.
That, you know...
a couple of conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, like The Centipede. I saw that with an ex. She's like, oh, you gotta see this movie, The Centipede. It'll freak you out.
The Human Centipede?
Freak you out.
Yeah,
that
Human
was
Centipede. I didn't even get halfway through that film. I'm like, this is not something I want to watch.
Yeah.
I'm always disturbingly intrigued on watching it, but I never do. I'm like, it's on Netflix. I'm like, I want to watch this, but I really don't.
Do I really want to fuck up my life right now?
I would have probably saw the whole thing if I didn't know what it was going to be about walking in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anybody watched the third one?
I haven't watched it. I can't bring myself to watch it.
Prison. They literally picked the poster. It's like a long line of fucking prison people, like face to ass.
I know what it's about, but
yeah.
I mean, I went to see Green Inferno by Eli Roth.
I want to see that one. Yes,
and I had to leave halfway through the movie because it freaked me out so much. It was just crazy disgusting, and I usually like that. That's about his movies,
cannibal movie.
Yeah, I think that's what like kind of did it for me. Like people eating people, I'm not interested at all.
Not in that stuff. Cannibal
unless
movie.
it's Walking Dead season 3, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I watch Walking Dead, but I mean that's people eating people that are dead people eating real people. I don't know.
Okay, you know. For me,
something I didn't like about it.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I would go with classic season. I would go with the original Halloween just for the season. I just want to see that. It doesn't matter what time of day I can watch. But
with
for nighttime,
Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Yes, the original, not the Rob Zombie. That's horrible.
Oh God, no.
That was a mistake for him to do. We should have kept with.
I want to know who stamped that, approved it, because they deserve.
Or he remade something else first before that, right?
Rob Zombie makes a lot of like really like vulgar, nasty films. You know what I mean?
Well, he looks like a nasty person.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
his thing though. It's like I read somewhere in an interview he has like the largest horror collection at his house or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, with a name like Rob Zombie, I guess you should.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And one more thing, I'm going to spin off here. What's the one movie that you don't want to watch that still like freaks you out for Halloween? Like if you're showing it, you turn the fucking channel because you're just like, oh no, you're not getting me with this fucking movie.
Jeez.
Not again.
No.
You know what? I remember watching The Omen as a kid.
Yeah.
Remember The Omen?
Yeah.
Or Children of the Corn.
Oh.
Children are just freaky.
Like, even Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, that stuff used to freak me out as a kid. And I couldn't sleep. So, movies like that. But, I mean, I can watch them today. Obviously, I'm an adult.
See, I was different. I always thought The Omen was awesome. I'm like, dude, I want to be that kid.
Yeah,
but
you wanted to be.
You're an adult when you're an adult when you watch Children of the Corn, and you're like, holy shit. But then as a kid, you loved it. But then as an adult, you're like, no, not cool. Ooh, not cool, not cool. And then you got to be like, this is not a cool movie. I'm against this movie. But as a kid, I thought it was awesome. It's like, you reach that adulthood when you watch Children of the Corn again, and you're like,
I guess.
Not cool.
Those movies were too real to me as a kid. I think my mind was so creative as it was that I was constantly thinking that these things were real. So when I would see something like that, I think it was real. And I remember watching a movie one time, and I heard something creeping up the stairs of my basement, and I freaked the fuck out.
I'll tell you what mine is it's not quite as gory as yours, but it was it was Misery with the author in the bed and that crazy woman with the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
That was I cannot watch that movie anymore because she's like all kind and sweet, and then she like turns psychotic, and
that's scary in itself.
I think it's only just like the bedroom scene. I mean, it's been so long because anytime I see, ooh, Misery's up, and then as soon as I watch it, I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Needless to say, Robert's not going to be taking any road trips in winter time. He's definitely staying away from the roads.
Just stay away from Kathy Bates.
Yes. Yeah. I'm good in my car. I'll turn the heater on.
Death. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll drive south for Florida.
There you go. Or try to die any other way except for that way. Okay, for me, man, it's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's very pussyish. And I don't know why it still freaks me out.
But Peanuts?
No.
Garfield?
No. Man, still to this day, just because it as a child, I hated it, and it freaked me out so much. is dolls, man.
Chucky?
Child's Play 1.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah?
For me, at least.
Dude, I had the action figure Chucky.
I had the doll.
He's different, man. I'm with you on that.
I had my
Chucky
buddy.
Scared the shit out of
me.
me.
So I don't do dolls, man. Dolls freak me out. Like even like my grandma's house.
As a child.
Yeah, she used to have like the porcelain dolls.
Yeah,
and like they have some movies like that. I'm just like, no, I don't trust those motherfuckers. Sitting up there at night, you just sleeping, you hear something creak, like that's one of those fucking dolls. I bet one of those fucking dolls.
It moved.
Couldn't sleep. You would have to sleep.
Exactly. See, like this, like I
always
bet
thought there was something under my bed that was just going to grab my foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're looking at the eyes. You're like, I swear those eyes are moving.
Yeah,
shadows would freak me out.
No.
So that's another interesting question: is how messed up of our childhoods if like we remember the action figures and the toys and stuff like that. They came out with these horror movies. Like Aliens had action figures.
Yeah.
Chucky had the doll. We all had the 3 claws for Freddy Krueger. Jason, we all had the mask. And I'm like, man, no wonder we have like mental issues in America. Rambo was nothing but a cop killer psychopath.
Yeah, but we accepted him and glorified it because he was the badass.
Yeah, he took down all those cops. But in the first one, I think only one cop dies. But in the second one, he went on a killing spree. Third one, I usually pretend that one doesn't exist. But
well, you remember Jordan, right? When we talked
yes,
to him,
yes.
I used to go over his house all the time when we were kids, and he would watch all those scary movies. He was younger than me. He's 3 years younger than me, and he would watch those movies no problem. I'd be like, I can't watch that, dude. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. So, and that
was a kid.
Yeah, a kid.
Let that be known.
But still, right now though, I can't fuck with a doll. If I see a creepy doll, even at Annabelle in the Conjuring 1, beginning scene, that freak.
That is creepy, man. Like anything to do with like a children's toy is kind of creepy.
I mean, even now my arms raising a little bit when you hear the running real fast. You're like, oh hell no, bro.
I had a couple of those like pretty freaky looking dolls, and I'm like, man, you got to put those things.
Yeah,
you got to put.
Where's that one movie, Toy Soldier, where like the action figures were programmed?
Toy Soldiers, yeah.
Does that freak you out too?
It did a little bit. It's a fun movie, but they still looked like weird
because that was like PG-13.
Yeah, but it still looked like they could turn at some point. Like they could just, just turn.
They had like software. They
did.
The military or something like that.
Something can go wrong, and those motherfuckers would go haywire. But yeah,
you got the Gorgonites. That would keep them.
Those were the good ones. And
the Gorgonites and the soldiers. Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, everybody have a happy Halloween. Watch a scary movie.
Happy Halloween.
Be freaked out. Why not?
Popcorn, soda.
Scare yourself shitless. Do that for me, please. Tweet us at Let's Talk Flix when you shit your pants. Yes. I want to know.
Pick the scariest thing you could ever.
Yeah, if you're the movie that you know you're most scared of, watch it this weekend for us, please.
Zombievers.
Why not? And watch a horrible zombie movie like that. Watch a really scary one and watch a horrible
the
zombie
day
movie.
After the Night of the Living Dead.
Or Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever.
Patient Zero.
Or was it zombie? The redneck werewolf or something. They have like fucking.
They got a lot of shitty ones.
Bubba Wolf or something. I don't know. They have horrible.
The Blob.
Yes, the Blob. All right. Well, we'll wrap this bad boy up. Robert, where can people find you, sir, on social media if they want to look up Robert Pahacek?
Oh, my Facebook page is best right now.
There you go. And Sean, where can people find you?
Sean Malloy. You can find me on Twitter. That's at Sean E. Malloy, Malloy. And then I have a blog or a web page that I start doing my writing on for writing reviews and soon to do fiction and maybe a little poetry for lovers out there. That's SeanMalloyWrites.wordpress.com.
Nice.
Come say hello, read a couple articles. I got a couple people say some nice things, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job, sir. All right, and as for me, Let's Talk Flix on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our past podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, and of course on the Podcast Radio Network every Wednesday night at 9:30. As long as I can do this shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Times are hard.
It's getting tough, yeah.
But we try to pull it off as far as much as we can. And grateful to be still on. But as long as we're still on,
thank you.
Catch us on Wednesday nights at 9:30. Podcast Radio Network. And until next time, we will holler at you then. I'm Miranda, Robert Patrick.
You can't see my thumbs up.
Yeah, he's giving a thumbs up. We'll catch you next time.
All right. Peace.
Hey there, fellow podcast fans. Do you love comic books, and especially Swamp Thing? Get out of the bayou. So do we. Come check out the Parlapod Show, the world's only podcast dedicated to the muck-encrusted mockery of a man himself, Swamp Thing. This is some serious arcane audio as we chat with comic book professionals, reviews, spoofs, talk about back issues. Everything swampy under the sun happens here. Give us a listen at parlapod.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podomatic, our YouTube channel, and we're on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on podcastradionetwork.net. Join your hosts, Dave and John, parlapod.com. Let's go into the green. We'll see you in the swamps.